Just wanted to say one quick thing. Last week, obviously, tough game, tough way to start. But I was really appreciative of our guys' effort on defense because when we talk about playing with physicality, playing with effort, attacking the ball, all of those things came to life. And we didn't get the result we wanted. We want to be better. We want to coach better. We want to play better. When you watch the style of play, it's just so promising. We're very happy and optimistic about what's going to happen in the future. And I just want to give a lot of kudos to our guys and really give a lot of kudos to all of our assistant coaches that got them prepared. So,
what do you think about the way Burns handled last week with all the other stuff going around and then him coming out and really getting off to that fast start?
Yeah, he's a pro. I thought last week, he handled it like a pro. I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty with the business part of it, but just watching the preparation in the meeting rooms, watching the way he prepared in the weight room and all of those things, the way he was on the practice field, the way he always is on the practice field. He does a heck of a job. He practices. It's no surprise he plays the way he does when you watch him practice. And so, he's done a really good job, and I think he's handling it the best he can.
Joe Person with The Athletic. I wonder just what the plan is at corner now with JC down.
Yeah, it's a tough deal, obviously, but, we feel really good about our corner situation right now. We got a lot of guys that have a lot of experience in this league and have played at a high level. And, we'll sort through, exactly who's going to be playing and what roles, but we look forward to it, and, we feel good about whoever's out there.
Are CJ and Troy the top two internal options?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Mike from the Charlotte Observer. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I know you want guys to play free, but how much do you kind of have to weigh that with technique, and how do you think that affected tackling in this game?
Well, I think tackling is one of those deals, especially in the first game, that it's always, it's always going to get better as you work through the season, especially when you don't have those live reps you do in the through the preseason games. And but it's a function of we got to be better in terms of our technique and fundamentals. We got to stress it more, and the guys have got to get it done, And so we feel good about moving forward, being better in our tackling. So.
With the way the game went, it seemed like from a coverage standpoint, you were really kind of sustaining, only short pickups, and they kind of had to move to either the run game or an extension of the run game.
Right.
Is that, you obviously stressed the importance of run defense. Is that kind of the approach and the personality you guys want to have on defense?
Yeah, the approach is always to, stop what they do best, right? That's always the approach. And, obviously they're a really good run team. Where they probably felt deficient was in their pass protections, and you could see that unfold as the game went through. But we had to stand up to the challenge of the run, and we got to do better there.
The Saints had a lot of big chunk plays last week in the passing game.
Yeah.
What did you see in that, and what challenges is that for your secondary, especially having to bring in a new piece there?
Yeah, well, it starts with a really good quarterback. Derek is obviously very accomplished. He's done a lot in this league, and we played against him last year twice in Denver, and so we know what he's about. And they got good weapons. They got good weapons all over the place. Olave, Mike Thomas, number 22. They got a lot of players all over the place, and the big tight end as well. And then the same scheme they've been running a long time. Sean Payton now carried over. They do a good job designing, getting people matched up, and all of those different types of things. So we got our work cut out for us.
Deshaun Brown with Channel 9 here in Charlotte. From a scheme standpoint, but also relative to leadership, what impact have you seen from Shaq Thompson?
Oh, he's been great. First of all, he's a pro. Starts off in the way he prepares. He's confided to me how he learned from guys like Thomas Davis and from Luke Kuechly. And so his approach in terms of being a professional, getting ready from Monday all the way through the week, he's an ultimate pro, and he's got great habits. And, he's vocal, but if you just watch him prepare, that's the ultimate sign of his leadership. And then he's got all the experience on the field too. So he's got all the tidbits in terms of formation recognition, jersey identification, all those different types of things. And he's really actually instrumental in our game planning because we'll have our plan and then he'll have his input on it. And it's great because like him and Justin Houston, it's great to have guys with that type of experience because it's almost like you're gaining another coach. So he's been awesome.
Frank had mentioned earlier in the offseason that you guys wanted 4 styles of rushers for a rotation. I know in this game, Eijro only played 4 snaps. DJ didn't get in there.
Yep.
How much does game flow play into like the core 4 pass rusher rotation?
Yeah, it was a big part of it. You know, we the game kind of started off a little bit more pass, and then when they started running the ball more, getting more conservative in their approach, and when the score kind of started going the way it was going, there just wasn't a lot of opportunities, and we didn't play that many snaps on defense too. So, but yeah, we definitely got to get those guys involved and get Etor and whoever, Barno, Mr. Johnson, whoever's in there. We got to get them more reps.
Do you have a number at that edge position that you tend to be most comfortable with rotation-wise?
No, I think it's a deal that's very fluid. It depends on the people and you know, the game flow, the personnel packages. So there's a lot of factors in that. Couldn't give you the exact number in terms of what you want there. So.
Or were you comfortable with the number of reps Justin played?
Yes. Yep.
Is that about right, you think, for him at this stage of his career? Or?
Yeah, you know, the one thing I'll tell you about Justin, he's very upfront and he's going to speak his mind. And, you know, he's telling me, he's like, Coach, don't put a limit on me. I'm ready to play. And so we'll listen to him.
With like that 11th man, that kind of like joker position, how do you kind of weigh Frankie versus Jeremy versus another guy who has multiple traits to play different spots?
Yeah, it's a function of game planning. What are we looking for? Are we looking for more coverage, more rush? There's a lot of things that play into it, but it's great to have those guys with that type of versatility, guys that can play on the ball, play off the ball, play in coverage, play in the box, and the more versatility you have, it's the better.
I know you don't coach the offensive side of the ball, but you go against them in practice every day, and they didn't have any explosive pass plays last week. Do you feel like the personnel is there for them to be explosive offensively?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. You know, we got a lot of talented receivers. We got a lot of talented tight ends. The quarterback is doing a very good job, and he'll continue to get better as he gets more experience. And I got a lot of confidence in our offense.
What did you see on tape with Derek in that Week 1 game?
Derek was stout. Derek showed some rush. And the best thing I thought he did was hustle to the ball. You saw him make the play on the screen on the 3rd and long. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I mean, he plays really, really hard. He's always chasing the ball. And for a man that big to play that many plays and play with that effort is pretty special.
You know, obviously he's been used at like 3 and 1. What does playing like 5 or 4 like bring out in his game?
Well, you know, when you talk about matchups, you know, you're trying to get matchups in coverage, you're trying to get matchups on the second level, and there's no different up front. And when you have a guy like Derek that could play all the way across, and like you get them lined up on a tight end, they definitely don't want to deal with them, right? And then you can play them on guard, centers, and wherever you feel like you want to get that matchup to exploit. It's really great to have a guy like him that has that flexibility.
You mentioned a few minutes ago the collaboration with, say, Shaq and Justin in game playing. I think last week you talked about Justin Houston mentoring you in some ways. How did you develop that approach with that type of collaboration with the guys?
Well, I just think it's the same thing we said in Denver last year. It's the same thing that we said when we came in this year. Like, this defense will never be about me. It's, first of all, it's a collaboration with the coaches. Every coach on our staff has a lot of input to what we do. And I just believe at this level, if you're not listening to your players and taking their feedback, you're not doing yourself the best service. And so I'll always have that mindset in terms of being very open to and willing to listen to our players. Now, it doesn't mean we're always going to take their input, but like I think the more information you could get, the better you're going to be. So.
Derek playing a lot of snaps. I mean, I think it was like 50 some odd snaps in that game the other day. When it gets to a 60, 70 plus snap game, can he still play that percentage, or do you have to change the way you look at that whole position?
Yeah, I always think not just Derek, but the entire front. You never want to have those guys. You always want to have some type of rotation. Obviously, our number one guys are going to play a little bit more, but like it's the name of the game is to spell them and give them a rest so they're the best at the end of the game, and then also so they can last through the season.
We're all good.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks.